Hello and welcome. My name is Maria and I will guide you through the OpenLM actual usage part. So, the workstation agent is able to monitor the processes running on the workstations, and it can tell when an application is being used or if it's idle. But how does it do that? Well, the workstation agent defines certain threshold for several parameters of the workstation relating to the application process, such as monitoring the percentage application usage and the input and output operations per second, meaning that the workstation agent tracks the resources currently allocated to the application's process and decides if the process is currently active or not. In the end, OpenLM delivers two figures to be able to measure this factor: the duration of time a license is consumed by a specific user session, and duration of time a shared license application was actually in use and for how long of period of time. What you'll need is the OpenLM server on a central location as always, the OpenLM brokers on the license servers, and the OpenLM workstation agents spread across the network on the end user's workstation. Now, there are two ways to track the idle times: using the OpenLM Applications Manager and unmanaged processes. These are processes that do not use a floating license and instead process features which monitor floating licenses. So, prior to viewing, there are a number of steps needed to follow that will make it possible to assess actual usage. So, make sure you have installed the OpenLM workstation agents on the end user's workstations. Then go to your Easy Admin user interface. Then click on the Start button, Administration, and then look for Process Features. Then, when the Process Feature window is open, now, if the process that needs monitoring is not already on the list of processes, it needs to be added manually. You can go do that by going again to Administration, Process Feature, and click the Add button. You need to make sure to provide a name, for example, ArcMap, provide a description of the managed process, and provide the application's vendor name exactly as appears in the license file. It is very important that the enabled button is on and to save the process activity, and system resource threshold use boxes are marked. Set the idle time report threshold. This is the minimum period of the time before an inactive session is reported as idle. Then, don't forget to set the software resource thresholds. These numbers indicate the thresholds under which a process is considered idle. Now, let's talk about the configuration of the unmanaged processes. So the process is pretty much the same. You need to go to your Easy Admin user interface, click Start, Administration, and look for Unmanaged Processes. Again, if the process that needs monitoring is not already on the list of processes, it needs to be added manually. For this, again, go to Administration, Unmanaged Processes, and add Vendor. Configure the process window to monitor idle licenses, then provide a feature name. It can be, for example, Notepad++. Provide a process name for the unmanaged process, and provide the application's vendor name exactly as it appears in the license file. It is very important that the enabled and save process activity and system resource threshold used boxes are marked. Set the idle time report threshold. This is the minimum period of time before an inactive session is reported as idle. Then set the software resource threshold. These numbers indicate the thresholds under which a process is considered idle. Now, the idle time itself is available in the currently consumed licenses. When a session is opened and the workstation agent starts tracking its idle time, you'll be able to monitor idle times using currently consumed licenses screen. Then you need to navigate to the screen from the start menu, then operational and currently consumed licenses. Clicking the idle time icon, that's the half moon, to the right of the row, it will reveal the session active idle ratio screen. Thank you. And in conclusion, we can say that the OpenLM actual usage provides valuable insights into the actual usage of licenses while they are checked out from the pool. And this can help you make informed decisions on license maintenance and procurement.